go.
Robot and the bear. 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 Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
It's another episode of Robot and the Bear. It's been a while. It's been
Yeah,
a
how long
while.
has it been? Our every time we see each other, it's we're gonna stream every week. We're gonna do this
No, we're
weekly.
not. We're not. Last time we talked, we said, this every week thing. We're busy people. We are busy folks. And the last time we streamed was in June.
Oh,
June.
that's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. It was with Felicia.
I think we I think we thought we were gonna do this like once every we kind of had a talk. We're gonna do this in 2023. It's gonna be our year. We're gonna Robot and the Bear podcast is gonna be this weekly solid content, tons of it. And then here we go.
Yeah.
Podcast number 3 of 2023.
Is it? I think it
I
is.
just made that up. I don't really know
I
the
literally think
number.
it is. Hold on, let me see. Then it was March 19th. Oh, it's podcast number 4.
Oh,
of
hey.
2023.
Hey.
Eight. Not
Hey.
bad. Not bad, guys. Not bad.
Yeah, we went up.
Look.
One extra podcast just appeared out of nowhere.
Things are changing. People are busy.
Yeah.
People are traveling. So, what can you do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I get it.
No, but a lot has happened. A lot has happened between now and then. Eric, you went to Japan.
It's a whole summer, basically.
All
right, June to now, it's like the widest summer ever. Like early summer to late and post summer. That's kind of what happened.
People who podcast during the summer really need to chill because summer.
So we blame everybody else. Yeah.
It's not our fault that
it's everyone else's fault that they podcast and make us look bad.
Yeah.
They should get a life. They really should go somewhere.
Use the summer for living, right?
Yeah. The rest of it don't. It's okay. You don't have to live the rest of the year.
We were producing content, but not, creating content. We were living content.
Oh. Wait, have we done 100 episodes? I can't remember.
No idea.
I don't know.
I'm not counting anymore.
Okay. It's okay.
It's not even worth the effort. It's just when we're able to do it, we're able to do it, and
just go with the flow. Okay.
Yeah,
because Albert Reyes, listener Albert Reyes, is often complaining about the lack of podcasts, and he has a very raw attitude, like go, and at the same time, I'm like, oh, but we try, and then it just doesn't happen, and he's always like, come on, you could do it. It's like the greatest cheerleader ever for this podcast. So.
He's building a haunted house in Palm Desert in Palm Springs.
Oh, so it's not going to be in his area this year?
It might be because he's doing one. I think it's on the weekend of the 21st.
Oh, okay. And that's going to be in Palm Desert?
In Palm. Yeah. He's
okay.
A complimentary art show, which I'm going to be contributing to.
Oh, cool. Is that part of the Date Farmers related?
Yes.
Or Date Farmer?
The farmer, yes, the Date Farmer.
It's no longer a pair, right? It's a farmer.
Like the Clayton brothers have become the Clayton brother.
Yeah.
Same with the Dates.
So, the Date Farmer.
Yeah.
So which one is which? Like they're not really brothers. First off, right?
I have no idea. I'm just a fan. I'm not a.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know much about them either, but I've met one, and I don't know which one I've met, which doesn't help. And then he's one of the farmers. But then I found out that they don't really farm dates either.
They probably have some kind of history with the farming of dates.
I heard they only live in a city or town or area where dates are farmed.
That's good enough.
Just like how we are the breathers of air. We're the air breathers. Luke and I are air breathers.
We are air breathers. We are broadcasting our breathing.
Yeah, air breathers. So when we hate each other, we will be air breather, and you will be air breather also. Anyway, that's very terrible jokes.
Yeah, no. That's we are of that age. Yeah.
Yeah, it's without being a dad. We're doing dad jokes. It's
Hmm.
the worst thing ever. Nothing more pathetic than a dadless or no dad. Well, I'm also dadless. We're both fatherless
We're
and
both
doing dad jokes without kids. So
yeah.
yeah, that's a lot of irony. Lots to unpack there.
It's a society thing. Society has cornered us into this position.
Oh, it's not our fault.
Mm-mm. Definitely not.
Okay.
Society has, because we're surrounded by dads who might even still have dads, and their influence has turned us into the people that we are.
Wow. Wow. Let's blame them.
Anyways, so in that time, I've had a show.
How'd it go? Because I didn't get to go because I went to Japan.
You went to Japan. It did great. It did great. It's my first
I heard.
sold out during freaking while the show was up, in like probably a decade.
Awesome. So what are you gonna do with all the money?
I'm going to go into making my new toy.
Oh, you're just gonna put it all into a toy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's an expensive toy.
Well, not all of it, but I'm putting it
Oh, okay.
into the production of this toy.
All right. Which toy or what is it? We're gonna show us on this here podcast. Looks like we have a couple listeners or viewers right now, but as these go, we didn't really publicize that we were going live. So
I've
here
shown
we are.
this off, maybe even on the podcast, but this is the actual painted vinyl figure.
Oh.
Low fidelity figure.
Oh, cool.
I kind of love this guy. It's it's chill. It's kind of where I'm at right now in my life. If I could be wearing hoodies 24 hours a day, like 365 days a year, I would. I don't know if I'd be using big old headphones, but
the big headphones are pretty nice when you do it. I have them on. So, question: how does the hood stay on his head when it's sort of like that far back?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Just look like gravity. Gravity is not.
He is kind of like a furry creature, so I'm assuming the friction from his fur holds the hood in place.
Okay. Is there Velcro maybe under his head?
It might be like,
or maybe no. I'm just playing. I see that the top of the headphones are probably holding the hoodie on. So yeah, I got you.
It's probably a combination of the
and in real life, the top of the headphones are holding the hoodie on. It's my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, pinching it on. So
he's just kind of
so fashion remains. The music tunes are still going. Everything is good.
Yep.
All is balanced.
All is balanced. So you will probably find these at Giant Robot store. Hopefully.
What is that going to be the colorway right there? Just the black and white, or is there going to be?
There's 5 of them. But
I mean, is there going to be one that says Giant Robot on the hood, or?
Could make that.
I mean, remember you said you were going to do that, but you forgot, huh?
We can make that. We can make that. We could take one of your designs and put it on there.
I mean, it could be here. It could be across the back. Like those Japanese kind of you see them in manga maybe or anime, like the high school kids, and they have like a really plain jacket like this or maybe a hoodie, but it just.
We could do the Giant Robot. We could do Sawtelle on the back.
It could be red, and we can do the Akira pill thing.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I don't know. Just thought of it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I have ideas.
Yeah, let's know.
All good.
Let's if you want an exclusive. I'm not really into the idea because there's so few toy and retailers now. The idea of exclusives
are they falling down? Are you noticing a problem or a situation?
No. It's just kind of come to a certain point where it's just the retailers are just not as numerous. Were say.
Wait, when were they numerous? 15 years ago?
Yeah.
What was 15 years ago?
15 years ago was 2008.
What was the round? Same thing, right?
What do you mean?
Dragatomi
was around. Monkey King was around. Toy Art Gallery was around. 3D Retro was still in Las
Angeles, now they're in Las Vegas. Who else
Now
is
you just
there?
rattled off a whole bunch to, yeah, okay, I got you. You're right. There's a lot of, yeah,
Yeah, and they're at
yeah,
Monkey, yeah, and they're all gone. So like
yeah,
Monkey King helped me produce it, because he had
awesome,
factory connections, and so I gave him an exclusive,
awesome.
in exchange. But we've got the molds. We can make, if it does well, then we can, like, I can continue making more of them.
Right on.
Can continue making more weird, funky exclusives. So
I want a fur coat on it. Like I want low fidelity pimp.
that would be nice. That would be pretty
You know,
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
low fidelity
Yeah.
pimp, like purple
Well,
and gold or something.
it's like as long as, like, it still has this kind of hood thing, and like these legs still plug in, we could create like additional like pieces.
So the head actually is like popped into the black part.
Yeah, the head plops in the black part, and the legs plop
Oh,
to the bottom. And so as long as it has these two elements, creating an additional part,
I see.
might be possible, I guess.
Ah,
So
sounds cool.
yeah, so
Flocked.
I hate flock. Flock. Anyways,
I have your flock.
I've
one
done a couple
somewhere.
flock toys, and
I have it somewhere. The green one.
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, Luke Kushner, the Luke Kush. Her?
the Kush prisoner, which
Yeah. Oh, Luke Kushner.
yeah, because it was we created it at the time of dispensaries, and so, like, in order to, like, have access to a dispensary, you had to, like, have a medical card saying, like, oh, I've got, like, problems, and of course a lot of people were faking it,
I see.
but that
Yeah.
was then,
This
things
is now.
this is now. And now you just
Very
go
cool.
anything that looks remotely like an Apple store, and you could get your weed.
Yeah. Mad Men. It's called Mad Men. That's one of them.
Mad Men's one of
Yeah.
them. Yep.
No, they've done pretty high level. Like they actually have. Some of these retailers found a way to make pot look really like all of a sudden high tech.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you go to the store and I'm like, whoa, that looks like a really nice retail, like the way it's all done. And then it's just they're selling weed.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
They're selling weed.
Yeah. But I wish they were more thematic. I wonder if they're gonna get there someday. You know, like how Fry's, they had like each big Fry's store was a theme, like an alien crashing in, one was like a Hawaii one.
Right.
So like I wonder if they'll ever do that with pot stores, like where it's like, you could make one that looks like somebody's garage, like everybody acts like drug dealers, like shady, but it's all an act, right? The whole thing is everyone's cosplaying is like totally like shitty. So you can have the shitty one that you go to just because it's comfortable. That's the one that you're used to from like when it was all illegal. It's all shady.
They should make one that feels like Skid Row,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could theme it out though, and it's all fake, but that way it's like, you could have just like a dude laying down. He gets paid to lay down, like next to the trash can or something. You have a dumpster inside, but it's maybe not stinky. But I just think that you could just do like funny themed ones, that would just be like hilarious. I mean, they're spending all this money to make these really posh looking, experiences that feel like you're going to the Apple store, which has already been done. So why not make one where you feel like, oh shit, I'm like the Tokyo Alley, like. So which is where it's illegal anyway. So it's more shady and weird. So you make a total Tokyo Alley, and you can kind of totally make it.
It's just lined with vending machines and
ones with panties, just fake ones though. They don't have to be real. The whole thing is they don't work because you don't want to have people waste time on those vending machines, or you do, but then you just put the panty one just because you got to do it, and then you make all the different ones that are all fake. It's just a display.
I really truly believe, I've been to Japan numerous times now, and I am convinced that the myth of the soiled panties vending machine is strictly a myth.
Oh, I mean, I haven't gone look for it, but I bet you it exists inside of a store. You know what I mean?
Well, so the closest I've ever been to something like that is in Nakano Broadway, and there is some crazy adult stores there, and like I've seen like Ziploc bags which contain like the panties and a Polaroid of the model wearing the.
Oh, then you found it. Oh,
Yeah.
that wasn't it wasn't in a machine though.
No, it wasn't a machine. It was just
Oh,
hanging on a wall, and I
they
was
should have it in that UFO catcher, so you have to try to, claw the panty. You know what I mean? Like you could have the whole thing loaded up with panties,
Mm.
and it's just like the claw comes down. You're like, which one am I getting? And then it's like, oh, I got grandma's. Aw, it's like, yeah, anyway. But yeah, I just think those kind of funny themed places always trip me out. And Japan does have a lot. That's kind of what reminded me, like made me think, oh, they should just have this experience to buy pot. It's just thinking about the weird experiences that makes you kind of like go, oh, that was neat. I want to go back there, right? But
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
That's why Japan's the best, because
right.
it's such this weird, like, world of like odd contradictions and delicious food. But
Yeah.
speaking of which, you were just in Japan. How was that?
It okay, wait. The long version or real short version. I went to Japan. I took my girlfriend, Charlotte, and my mother. Right? She wanted to go to kind of see family. Maybe it's the last trip to Japan she'll ever take, maybe. So we went and spent time with family, like saw family that she might not ever see again type of thing. Or she might, I'm not sure. And then we go to the one of the last stops before we go to Tokyo. The plan was we do the family stuff, then we go to Tokyo, right?
Mhm.
And we're in Kumamoto, and we get into a hotel, and the hotel's like a not a fancy one, but it has like one of those. Is it like an onsen, like a tub, like a nice big tub? Basically, it faces the ocean, so like each
Ooh.
room has a private like tub that faces the
Infinity
ocean. It's
pool.
not like it's not super posh, but I mean it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Because it's still like made with tile, and the tile was like, I'm like, is that clean? But it's okay, whatever, right?
Sure.
Right? It's got like calcium deposits everywhere because it's just probably like you got to chip
Well,
it away. Anyways,
That's
so
why
we go.
the water is so good. It's all
So
that.
we go to dinner. 10 we walk in the room. 10 minutes later we go to dinner. Finish dinner. We're thinking, oh, we're gonna go in that tub and relax because it's like whatever, And then my mom falls down. We go back to the room. My mom, they got a call right away. Right when I get back in the room, my mom fell down in the restaurant because she was trying to pay and then fell down. And then I go back and I'm like, oh man, this is not good. So she has an injury to her leg, upper leg, hip area. And then it's like, first I was like, okay, maybe she's going to get better. Maybe she's going to this is going to like a temporary pain and she's going to get up and walk it off. And it's like, no, this pain is too much. And she is like, it's not getting better. And so long story short, she broke a bone on her upper leg where it connects to her hip. She's still in Japan, rehabbing because she had to have an operation. So she's got metal stuff in there. And then she's going to rehab and be there at least a month is my guess, maybe another month. And then, but that was a disaster trip because then I was like, okay, what am I going to do afterwards? And it's just one of those things that things just piled up on top of each other because I'm like, well, I'm supposed to go to Tokyo tomorrow.
How many days were you planning on going, and how many days in?
Oh, I did the whole. So it was a 10-day trip. But about day 5, she fell. So we did all the family stuff, and the last night, basically before we're going to Tokyo, she fell down. So then, immediately canceled the flight back to Tokyo, and I was gonna get a dump hotel or something just in Kumamoto where she's at, where I don't really know people. But I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna have to do this and then be around and whatever. Then she was just like the next day, she was telling me, go to Tokyo because you're not gonna get anything done here. And the hospitals have a COVID protocol still. So a visit is only 30 minutes long a day. Like everything's very short. So like, for example, 3 family members came. They had 10 minutes each, 10 plus 10 plus 10, 30 minutes. That's all you get a day. So like and each person had to be one at a time. So it's just like they have a harsh COVID protocol in the hospital. And she just said, yeah, go to Tokyo. And when she was right, ultimately, she was 100% right. I would have been in a hotel. I would have been pissed and angry, and I wouldn't have got any information. And then she didn't have an operation till the next day or so. So I would have been sitting around all day. I wouldn't have got word about the operation till a day later. It was just like everything was slow moving. So me going to Tokyo is just as well as me sitting around inside of a hotel in Kumamoto. Would have
yeah, but still, it's like
100% right.
Is haunting your.
Yep, you're sort of having a good time, and then you're like, oh, like, like if you have a good time for a second, I catch myself, and I'm like, sucks, disaster, and then another good time. Oh, that meal was so good. And I'm like, but my mom's in the hospital. You know what I mean? It's just like on and off, on and off, on and off. And then I think I've talked about it here before that I've developed some great phobias, meaning not good, but they're great, meaning powerful.
Right.
I think I talked about it, right? Elevators.
Yeah,
Did I talk about that?
we've talked about it before.
Okay, so I forgot. So in a nutshell, I can't fly. I can't get on a train.
What?
And I can't get on elevators. So it's a triple crown right now. No elevators, no flights, no trains.
So how did you fly there? Like,
I don't have the bottle with me, but I have some medication.
okay. So you took
And so I went to
and
I went to therapy.
Yeah.
Two different kinds. One was exposure therapy, and one was EMDR. EMDR is like, do you know what that is?
No.
It's like tapping into your unconscious state.
What does it stand for?
Oh, I forgot, dude. I don't remember. But basically, it's it taps into your unconscious state, like REM sleep. Basically, is what they're trying to do. But you're not sleeping. It's sort of a. Someone told people have said it is effective, and I went through eight sessions of that, and it was not effective for me.
It is eye movement desensitization, and reprocessing.
There you go.
Eye movement desensitization.
Very interesting, right?
Like
it's very Michel Gondry. Like I went to someone's office in a cheap looking apartment, what looks like a really bad commercial building. And it's just one person, a therapist, and they put this little thing that pulses on my wrists, and then we talk about things like bad incidents that were sort of like traumatic that were related to maybe me being claustrophobic, and it's like maybe events that happened in the past, like once I got trapped in a bathroom, like at a restaurant when I was a little kid, and I was stuck inside, right, for a second because the doorknob broke off, so I couldn't get out. So things like that. And she would talk about like, was that traumatic? I'm like, yeah, I remember being very traumatic. And then we would talk about good things, any positive stories, and then we talk about those things with like this thing pulsing on my wrist, and then like I'm supposed to do eye movements whenever she tells me like blink your eyes 3 times, and you go through that for an hour basically, and it's just storytelling. Then we'll talk about like do I feel better about the being locked in that bathroom, and then it just goes on and on and on. I did it for 8 weeks, and ultimately I still couldn't ride an elevator. It didn't change the thing for me, unfortunately. But I heard it was effective. No, I couldn't do the plane.
Wait, how'd you get to Japan?
The magic pills. I realized that I couldn't. That wasn't going to work because I was testing it. I did this whole thing so I can go on a plane to Japan, and it didn't work out. So I had to take basically harsh medicine. Starts with an X and ends with an X, and it's a palindrome. It's a palindrome. Right. But yeah, it's a palindrome. So basically, have you ever taken that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like for fun and games, or did you need to?
For fun and games.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so wait, how much do you take? Do you remember, like milligrams?
I think is Xanax in the form of bars? They come in bars.
Oh, man, I don't know. There's white pills and kind of like a peach color pill. Those are like 0.25 milligram, and then the pink one is 0.50.
Like I never really understood the appeal of benzodiazepines, but like I understand, like, look, if you're an anxious person, it does take the edge off.
Oh yes. But so I'm a weakling. Oh no, I'm evidently like. So what's the other thing? The pain medication that's like for a painkiller. It's a famous one.
Vicodin.
Vicodin for some reason doesn't work well with me. Like I take many Vicodins, and I'm like, the pain is still there. Like it doesn't work, and they're just like, you should be numb, and I'm like, no, I'm good, and I'm also able to drive, and I feel completely sober and fine. Like it's not really doing anything. Right. So I would take too much Vicodin, thinking that would like make something trigger, and I'd be better. Because this is when I had a broken bone and broken finger, I think. Basically, you take Vicodin and go to therapy so they can like thrash your hand, basically, and so you could get movement. And I was like, dude, this hurts so bad. Like this isn't working. So Vicodin was bad for me. It didn't work. So the problem was then they said that, oh, maybe that's why the Xanax doesn't work on you. So right away I had to take my dosage was 0.25, which is, I guess, really little. So I was taking like way more, like 1.5 right away, 1.5 milligrams, like right away. Like I was like, okay, I gotta go high.
Right.
So I didn't have time to experiment with it. I did a little, and then basically getting on the plane, I would I had to like overdose on it basically. Like I had to take a lot because I didn't know, right? I don't know what's the amount I need to get on a plane.
You probably weren't even able to stay like lucid enough to be able to eat.
So we tested it I beforehand, and I was like, okay, 0.25 does nothing. 0.5 does nothing. Then I took a 1 milligram. I worked all day like a normal day, and I was like, okay, that's nothing, right? So I'm like, God damn, I don't have time to experiment one more time. So
Right.
I started with 1.5 and kept going up like during the flight, like I was started with 1.5, got on the plane though, and then I was taking more, but then I basically went black, and I don't remember anything. So
You
it
just
wiped
woke
my
up
memory.
with
It wiped my memory.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
and it was crazy. So basically, long story short, all that, but I have memory completely blitzed, like gone, and I was awake. Like there's parts where I'm lucid and awake and doing shit. Like basically, I went from one plane to another plane because we had to take an interior flight, and I got the luggage, went through customs, bought a soft drink with a Passmo card on the vending machine, drank it, said it was good, all this stuff. And I don't remember, like almost all of it is completely wiped. I got on another plane. Don't even remember that. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things I did. And I was like, whoa, I don't remember going from one plane to the other, barely. Like I remember little things here and there, but mostly I have no
I'm
recollection.
surprised you weren't like stumbling.
No,
That's
evidently I'm like a drunk person, but I still was able to like lead the family and go from one terminal to another, get on a tram. I did all this stuff, but I don't have recollection of like riding a tram, or I don't have a recollection of the second flight, waiting in line. I don't remember anything, like zero. So
wow.
completely, I have like blotches of memory from taking too much Xanax. I think that I just have lost memory, completely gone.
So did you do the
Yeah.
same thing on the way back?
Oh, on the way, so I had to take an interior flight from Kumamoto to Tokyo. That one too. Don't remember that flight, and I guess I was probably still taking too much. I had to ride a Shinkansen bullet train. Evidently,
Yeah,
I
how
did, and so I had a freak out because the medicine didn't kick in yet. So I was like, "Oh shit, I do need medicine," because I was thinking I don't need it, but I had taken some. 15 minutes later, I'm like, "We'll get on the early train because if we do it, we'll get there early and we could go buy stuff out of vending machines and whatever, gachapon, whatever." Right? I was just like,
yeah.
I was all excited, I'm like, go early. And it was like bad mistake because yeah, I flipped out on the train and then had to get off the train.
What is
So they basically, someone should have filmed me. I would have been like that person on the
just
airplane.
anxious?
They're there. They're there. I see the person. No, it was just like I flipped out and had to get off the train, and I chilled out for a little while and got back on, and I flipped out again. So then it was like, okay, remove the luggage. We have 2 minutes before the train leaves, and it was like, remove the luggage, type of thing. But I was like, I was out. I was flipped out, and then waited to an hour and a half for the next train, and by then, memory gone. Don't remember the ride at all. Like I have no recollection of the ride.
At least you're like, I don't know.
So bad.
At least you're like, the part of your brain that is still working is able to like help you navigate,
Yeah. So, but if you go alone, who knows what I'm going to do? That's the scariest thing.
Yeah,
Like,
that
what
is.
if my moral compass was really thrashed and like, you're just compulsive. Like you're like, oh, there's a woman with a skirt. Like what if you're like completely a dirtbag and you're on this, you can do anything. You could like stab somebody and you just wouldn't even remember it. Like zero control on that. So I'm doing stuff, but completely like, well, you know what I'm saying? Well, if you're a really bad person, that can be really crazy
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you have no control, no memory. Like I have no memory, like zero. It's crazy. That's
Wow.
fucked up, right?
That no, it's. I mean,
Yeah.
you're
So
walking
on
up.
the way home, I took a little less, and I did. Frankly, I remember everything. So the dosage I took home was better.
Oh, okay. That's
But in the beginning, we weren't writing anything down. We're just popping pills, going, okay, I think that's enough. I feel it, I feel it, man. And I get on the plane and then
I'm ready for this shit. Let's do this.
yeah, exactly. And then I crash out for the entire 12 hours. And then, you know what I mean? Then I'm on autopilot, like zombie mode. So it's just really messed up. Like that's a really scary pharmaceutical. Like I'm afraid to take it, but if I have to, I need it. But I'm really afraid to take that because of that. Because now I'm like, whoa, like blocks of memory gone. And the last time I did it though, on the way home, I remember everything. And I took a little less, but I still took a lot. I took enough to like put most people down, I think.
Yeah.
And I was, and I actually stayed up a little longer on the plane, but I felt okay and I was listening to music. But I wear an eye mask
Right,
I wear
right.
an eye mask, a mask, eye mask, and I have headphones, like big headphones, and it's just completely to get get no sense in me of an airplane, right, or a train. So basically,
Right.
yeah, I don't want to open my eyes. I'm afraid to. So I was
Wow.
awake and I'm like, I kind of peeked actually, and I was like, okay, whatever, and I just covered it. But I was kind of afraid, I was like, if I take this off and start watching movies, I might have a flip out. So
You've been
I was
kind of
thinking I shouldn't do
working
that.
on getting this treated for a while now. Wow.
Yeah, it's failed. Everything's failed, and I've learned that it's not so easy.
Wow.
Like I got to find a third therapist now. Like I've done two different kinds of therapy, and I need to find a third one.
Has
So,
your therapist like kind of said like, look, there's nothing I can do for you.
oh, the therapist, the last one basically said kind of something like that.
Mm,
Yeah, she said basically, I don't know. Her last parting words were, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, type of thing.
right.
Like I've done everything I think that I can do. But then
Mm,
she said, oh, I'm going to talk to some other therapists and see. And then she actually contacted me while I was away on the trip saying, I
mm.
have these other things I can try. And I'm like, dude, 8 sessions already and it didn't work. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to buy in for more.
Right, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's a lot of like, that's all like super weird, traumatic stuff.
So
It's kind of traumatic, right? Knowing I've lost memory that, like, I'm asking Charlotte, my girlfriend, to like explain what did I do and what did I say and did I have fun and was I laughing or what was going on? Because I have zero like blackout, like 6 hours of blackout where it's nothing and I'm awake.
right, right.
Yeah, like I was in a
Yeah.
car, like a taxi.
What's
I don't
your
remember.
say? Like, were you like, like responsive to like the things the environment around you at all, or when you were blacked out, or like?
I guess I was, right? I was navigating everything. I was like, okay, we need to go left. We need to go right. We need to go down this hallway. We need to go into tram to get to the other terminal, to get to the other plane. Like
I'm
I was
assuming you didn't
navigating.
stay in a business hotel or in Japan. Like those,
No,
no, like
no.
those are like tiny.
Yeah, I stayed in a Hyatt hotel.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, not tiny.
not tiny.
Yeah. I
It's
mean, in the end, like,
no, it's
are
not
you
as
spending
bad as
time
basically staying in a
you sh-
closet, you know.
you should be getting, you should be out you should be out if you're in Japan, not so much in the hotel room. So,
Yeah, but you still have to go back to a hotel room.
yeah, uh, um and the Hyatt has a good elevator, so I actually went up and down the elevator.
Oh, really?
I used it a lot actually at the Hyatt Hotel. It's the most ever.
Because this is a huge.
It's a big one, and I don't necessarily like it, but I did it, and I rode it 3 times or 4 times a day, right?
Mm,
And it's 2 elevators to get to the bottom, like to the street. I have to take one to the lobby, one to the room,
mm.
so I have to do that. But it's like I put up with it and I did it, and I felt a little better, but not so much. So I didn't take any more Xanax. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Just to go down an elevator. I don't want to take like medication to go down an elevator.
No, fuck no.
Because then you're stuck in Memoryville for like who knows how long, and it's like
And you didn't take trains in
this is the first trip to Japan where I didn't step on a subway.
wow.
But I did get on a Shinkansen, when I was medicated, yeah, I did. But like I said, I don't remember
Well,
those at all.
Shinkansen is not the subway. Shinkansen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I rode a above ground subway, I guess, in the South.
Okay.
And maybe it was underground too, but I was medicated, so I barely remember it. I mean, I remember it, but I was out of it.
Right.
Yeah, so you're when I'm medicated, it's like I can do miracles, but I can't. It's just really weird that this happened to me. I mean, it can happen to anybody, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a really strange thing, and it's gnarly. Like if I don't have that medication, I'm in bad shape.
Wow.
But just think now, travel for me at this moment, it cannot be done alone, right? I can't. Like I don't know. I'm on autopilot. Like what if I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like who knows? I could end up lost somewhere,
That's like a whole new level of rough right there. Like it's
My mom's got it rough. She has a broken bone in her leg hip area. That's rough. And she's now still in Japan, but better than here, frankly.
how is the Japanese healthcare system? I don't know anything about it.
So your insurance that you have most likely won't cover you in Japan. Maybe a little bit. It might cover 20%, like if you have some kind of like thing, but it's not going to cover it all. But it's low priced relatively to America. Like all in, I think like she might do like a month and a half of like physical therapy with an operation, with 2 ambulance rides, and the whole time she's going to be at a hospital.
Right.
And I think it's going to be under $20,000 is supposedly the projection for it. You know, and
Wow.
that would be in America. 2 months, you're gonna be at like 100,000 plus, right?
Easily, easily.
Or more. Or you know that you know, so like
The
we
time
rode two
in the hotel in the hospital would be $20,000 fucking dollars right
or
there.
more. I don't you know, like 2 months in a hospital. Like, those things are like $1,000 a day or some shit, right? Like, I know it's really insane. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Is
I bet it's not like that in Japan. It's a lot lower and better.
Did you buy like travelers insurance and stuff like that?
No,
Mm,
wah.
yeah.
Never done that, but maybe it's a good idea to always do that from now on, because I never thought of having an injury while traveling, right?
No, no.
But in Japan, though, that it is. I mean, you're well taken care of. Just imagine the amount of care everywhere you go in Japan, like kind of like the customer service, except for maybe not at 7-Eleven, but you know, they're like there's an like at the hotel, like it's an amazing amount of care put into your stay, right? Like
Sure.
everybody's like totally they're like there for service, and I think at the hospital it could be the same way, right?
We had met the last weekend, and I asked you had made you were telling me that as soon as your mom's injury happened, like all the senior staff kind of disappeared.
Oh yeah, wow, that was really effed up. That was at the hotel, right? Nobody wants to take responsibility, so she's got an injury, and it's like, where's all the adults at? You know,
Yeah.
there's a kid that's like 20 trying to help out, but all the adults just disappeared. And as soon as we're on a gurney going through the hotel out the front door, I start seeing like man in a vest comes out of from like some door. You know, like all of a sudden they all start coming out again. I'm like, you guys are all fuckers. Like I know what you guys did.
That's like some American shit right there too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like if that were a bigger hotel chain, it would be different. But it being like a one-off and kind of small, and you know what I mean? It was just like they're just like, oh, we're not having it. We're not here to help you at all.
Wow.
Like, bye. Like, bye. We don't want you here, and goodbye.
We don't take any responsibility with this.
Yeah, they didn't even say sorry or nothing. And lawsuits in Japan are sort of like they don't work out that way. So you can't just throw down a lawsuit like you would here, because that is sort of their fault in my opinion. But yeah, you can't do that there, or you don't do that there. And so yeah, those kind of, so like there's less of those drive-by style lawsuits in Japan. It's more hopefully more legit stuff, you know, like whereas here there's lawsuits for everything.
Right.
Yeah. So you know, they don't quite do that there. So in a way, like that's kind of good. It shields the frivolous lawsuit thing, but at the same time, yeah, that place probably needs a remodel so people don't fall at this one area.
I wonder if other people have fallen there.
Probably.
Yeah. Also, like, I mean, how, if you don't mind me asking, how old is your mother?
My mother is turned. Oh, she had her birthday in the hospital the other day. She's 84.
84.
So she's older. Of course, that number is scary, right? But I mean, at the same time, she does gardening every day. She walks every day, like, you know, goes for a long walk, kind of a long walk, maybe 40 minutes or something. You know, like she might walk a mile or two, and then she does yard work like every day. So she's in good shape and recovering faster than normal. I've been hearing from the doctor. And I have a friend out there who, like, I called in a favor, so he's sort of communicating with the doctor, then writing me in English like what exactly was said and done and how's it going and shit like that. So I called in a favor for that to happen.
Nice. That must have been tough for you. You don't seem to. Yeah. For as long as I've known you, you're not the type to call in favors.
Oh yeah, that was kind of one I had to do. I was like, okay, because you know, like I don't even know I can't even talk to anybody at this. This is like Kumamoto. This isn't Tokyo, so
right.
You know, maybe and then my mom's friend out there is, you know, it's just things get lost in translation very quickly. Yeah. Especially like I'm speaking to somebody in, you know, in Japanese and they don't speak great English and I have to listen to that and I'm like, really? I don't quite get it. And so my friend is, you know, he lives in Japan and is fluent in both languages, so
nice.
He just stepped up and took care of it, or is taking care of it in a way.
That's lucky.
Anyway, sorry, this is a long story that's like,
this is
sob, all me, but nobody should feel bad because I did have a good time, bittersweet, but I did have a good time because Tokyo still remains to be amazing.
Did you see any art stuff while you're out there in Japan?
I did. I went to, I saw Tarada.
Oh,
but
Tarada.
It's great, but it's just one of those things where, you know, it's like after that happened, I was kind of like, oh, I just didn't feel good about like visiting friends and making plans with people. So we just kind of had tried to have a good time by ourselves, and I did see a couple friends, but not much. I really didn't go for it like I was going to. I was just
Mm,
like, oh man, what a disaster! I don't want to get into that. So I
nice.
just saw a couple people that I'm close to, and then that was about it. And just try to have
Kind of
fun a little bit.
keep it
Yeah,
chill. Yeah.
like I didn't go to Nakano for the first time on a trip to Tokyo. Like I don't know if it's the same anyway, but I just didn't make it. I just didn't go. Like I didn't make a point.
It feels good. Last time I was there in March at Nakano, and same old shit, kind of. Just,
That's great.
I mean, it's all. I mean,
Next time.
you expect things to change, obviously, and everything changes. But like Mandarake is still there, so
Yeah, next time I'll go. I just didn't, I was just like, you know what? I'm not making a point to just try to go because it used to be that was one of the first things I wanted to do, you know?
Yeah,
And this
yeah,
time I
yeah.
was like, I won't do it, Or
It's
I don't know. I just kind of was a downer, so I was kind of like, I'm not making these plans. I'm just gonna go with the flow. Except I did go to a capybara cafe. That was fun. I mean, cat and
so
capybara. So there
jealous.
was a capybara. Yeah. So
Those
got to
cats
pet
are-
pet pet a capybara, which was awesome because that was a day where I was having Xanax withdrawal. It
Oh,
happens. I think I took it 4 days in a row, right? Xanax 4 days in a row. So day five, I'm in Tokyo and we just get there and we have a capybara cafe thing and I'm shaky, like, and I'm just like hot and shaky and I'm like, what is this? And it was like, do I take more Xanax so this goes away? And I was like, no, I'm just gonna bear through this. Like I'm gonna fight it. And I just was shaky and just kind of like having a hard time concentrating, like super. And I was like, well, this is weird. Like, this isn't me, Like, what is this feeling? And I realized I was just not take medication at all. And I'm just going to suffer through this and drink water. And then I pet capybara for a while and then it all smoothed out. I swear. Like, after that, I walked out like so happy and chill. It was amazing. It was
ah,
in Kichijoji, this really beautiful neighborhood that I like, and everybody likes it. But yeah, I got to pet a capybara, 40 pounder.
wow.
And,
I'm jealous.
capybaras are cool.
I like the last time I was in Japan, I was won over by like the capybara videos, and I wanted to go to a well, really, what I wanted to go see was an otter cafe. You
Oh,
know,
they have that?
they have otter cafes, and
Wow. That's next time.
I wanted to hang out with otters, but
Next time.
you know, but I did a capybara painting. Uh,
Oh yeah, that's what when I saw that I was like, oh, that was. I think I asked you how much it was, and I was like, oh, that's a lot. I love that one. Though I was like, oh, it was so good. Anyway,
I'm gonna do a
it,
print of that. So
but yeah, you should check that out. I mean, I got to pet it, and if you pet it just right, like scratch it in the right place, it makes a high pitched little sound,
oh no
and that's
way!
its happy sound. Yeah, I didn't know what the happy sound would be, and its happy sound is like this high pitched squeak. It's really cute.
I'm so
So
jealous.
yeah, that's like the experience you won't have in California because I think we're one of about 10 states where you can't have a capybara.
You mean,
About
are you
10
telling
states,
me that there's 40 states in the in North America,
about 40. I'm guessing around 40. Yeah,
or in
you could have a capybara just chilling at your house, but you can't do it in California. Is one of the states.
what a freaking buzzkill, man! Like,
Yeah,
what if
but you
like, the
can't. Yeah,
capybara was your like, what do they call those things? Those
your spirit animal.
no.
Oh,
The your like the animal that you keep to keep your like um
oh, what is that called? Someone was saying I need to take my dog with me on my trips, and that would help. But what's that
yeah,
called again? Your something
something
thing animal. Your everybody, somebody at home. Anybody? There's people watching. Your something pet.
uh,
Your relax pet.
yeah,
I don't know. That's not the right word either. But
no.
emotional distress animal.
Yes,
Come with
there.
that.
That sounds about right.
It's
Oh
close. Emotional distress thing.
yeah, you
Yeah.
need one. In my
Capybara would be great.
capybara would be great.
A 40 pounder though. They don't look as big as they are. Like when you have and they
Yeah,
walk, they move
what
slow.
40 pounds of capybara is like. Is it big?
It's big. Yeah, it's like a big fat dog kind of. Imagine there's like thickness on its like body. It's got a big
Yeah,
middle and
it's a little plump little sausage.
yeah, it has like a big ass butt and it's got, its head is big too. Like it's just
Yeah,
it's a
big
thick animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really great.
like
Beautiful thing. Anyways, that's something to do in Japan is Go pet a capybara because I won't get to do that here. And maybe a sea otter sounds even better. But
Well, I often like wonder, like, I kind of like have this weird, like, I've heard arguments for, the owl cafes, but like, it, like, owl cafes kind of like make me wince a little bit. Like,
hmm.
see the cuffs around the legs,
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to touch it either. All right.
and so I'm like, not okay. I just don't feel great about owl cafes. But like cat cafes, sure, cat cafes cool.
Oh, and the one I went to, they're up for adoption. Like not all of them, but some of them are up for adoption. So it's
Cat.
like, yeah, the cats are, not the capybara.
I wonder if you could keep capybaras as pets in Japan.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I think there's more than one cafe that has a capybara.
Yeah, but
So
that's a cafe. Like they probably have to go through some entire like hoop jumping.
it's Japan, man, or not. Or not. I don't know. It's possible, right? Because there's restaurants with rickety ass staircases and places that look really dirty. I mean, there's restaurants just popped up everywhere, right? So maybe it's really easy to do it. There's like restaurants in neighborhoods, and I'm like, oh, we can't have a neighborhood like a store in a neighborhood at your house. Whereas in Japan, it's like, well, I got space in the front of my house. I'm just gonna open a store, right? There's a lot of that.
Yeah. There's
So
a lot
maybe
of
it's like, well,
stores,
fuck it, it's an animal.
there's
Brush its teeth once a month. I don't, maybe you have to get a license for it, and I really don't know how difficult, but it was worth petting the capybara.
You know what I just noticed is they raised the age of consent in Japan.
What is it, 15 now?
No, it's 16 now.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes it good.
It was 13. So
Yeah, that's some samurai era shit when everyone dies when they're 25, maybe.
yeah,
They're like, you're gonna die when you're 25, so well, 13. Okay.
apparently, like I remember the first time I discovered that the age of consent being 13 in Japan was a friend of mine was trying to explain to me, like, yeah, it's rooted in some like old book that like the oldest like Japanese known book, and it has something to do with like some kind of monk guy who raises a girl, and then she becomes his wife, kind of like ancient, like story. And I was like, oh, okay, that's, I guess, a good a reason as any.
That's weird. But it's one of those things where despite that, oh, and I guess there's now prostitution like on like streetwalker kind of. I mean, there's been, but I guess there's more streetwalker prostitution. Like I've been reading about it, and like
Really?
recently there was a bust. Yeah, like in Shinjuku, you can like there's
Right?
street walk-in prostitutes now, whereas before it was like, well, behind closed doors at least, but now it's like they're just standing outside with pimp dude probably. But literally there's like streetwalker prostitutes more than before, I guess, and out in the open. But then, yeah, I read Reddit, like I'm on one of the Reddit, like Japanese subreddits, like for Japan. And it says, oh, bust 80 prostitutes just got busted in Shinjuku. Right. It was because it was like, that was happening though, more and more in Japan. So
people have their fun, guys.
Yeah.
People have their fun.
There should be, yeah, if it's no one's getting beat up and everyone's paying their dues, go for it.
It's because they're unable to get their tax money from prostitution.
Probably that's it. It's not regulated.
So how long?
But yeah, but overall, no. I mean, I would recommend anyone to go to Japan, especially with the yen rate. Dollar to yen rate right now is being very favorable. It's very favorable to those who are here.
Literally like 150 yen to the dollar, from my understanding.
Yeah, 148.5 around there. I don't think it hit 150, but it's hovering 149, 148.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
so good.
Of course they raise prices of things probably to compensate, but for Americans. But I mean, like for example, I went to the Apple store thinking I'm gonna get an Apple Watch. I'm gonna get a good deal. No, it's still more expensive to buy it in Japan than buying it. Let's say here, it is more expensive, but it's still more
taxes.
You can just
like pull your passport out and freaking
if it's over 5,500 yen, you can pull your passport out, and I don't know if it's certain places, and not pay sales tax.
Right.
Or you get your sales tax refunded from the sale at a certain place in the building, right? So Yeah, you actually get your sales tax back, 10% basically.
Right.
But their economy is down in Japan too. It's not doing really well. So um, any tourist money is always welcome.
Down, economy down.
No, it is. Their economy is down, and they're offering like sales too. There's like, oh, at whatever Tokyo Hands or Hands it's called now,
Right.
it was like 10% off or whatever. Right? There's like specials going on.
Oh,
It's like 10% of anything in that building. It was like, okay.
yeah.
Plus, you don't pay tax, so
I went to Blix. Is it Blix? No, I'm thinking of the art supply store. Bix camera.
oh, I didn't even make it to one of those.
And
Big camera,
Big camera.
big,
Bic.
the big.
Yeah,
whatever.
the Shinjuku one, and like
Yes.
it's like had a field day, just buying all the candy, buying like all and some Japanese toys and stuff like that. And
Yeah, it's really just a kind of a weird time for that. But then it's just we're in a weird time too. So likewise,
right.
But I guess in Japan, yeah, I hear it's not great. So I mean, it's our time to do tourism onto them.
Is my sound okay? I just got this weird notification on my screen. Like, has my sound quality changed at all?
Oh, it just got better.
Oh, okay.
I just figured you were. I actually turned up your volume, and I turned mine down, and then I don't know. What was the notification?
I was just saying that it switched from like the laptop mic to this.
Oh shit! No wonder. I was like, okay, well now you sound better.
Okay.
I didn't know the whole time. I'm like, oh, I noticed like the volume went down, so I turned up your volume.
The connection point on this thing is messed up.
Oh, way to ruin it, Luke.
I need to. Sorry.
It's okay. I did most of the talking anyway, so it's okay.
No, this is.
I blabbed to no.
I totally forgot about like your what's it called? What kind of the closed space?
I don't know if it's not just claustrophobia. It's not that exactly, because I could sit in a closet and just chill out, and I could sit into a closed space, but there's just certain kinds that bug me. I think they're mechanical closed spaces. You know what I mean? Like ones that are so that I can't get out of, like an airplane or a train. But car is okay.
Right.
Like a car, I know I could open the door and walk right out. Right. So like a car has been fine, but a train and a plane and an elevator are like three no ways.
I know people who kind of have like issues with flying too, and the way they would travel to, like, like across an ocean, they would take a boat.
Oh wow, and I guess that's better for some people. I haven't tried a boat, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about a boat.
Right.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like that might be awful or it might be great. And fuck caves. Like I'm not gonna go into a cave anytime. You know what I mean? Like I know. Like do you like caves? I mean, fuck caves. I'm not doing
No. I got caves are. Why would I want to like unless looking for like buried treasure? Like I have no interest in.
Yeah, like like how aren't you up with stalactites and shit? You're like, I gotta look at that stalactite. I'm gonna go into this cave. For me, I'm like good. I'm like, fuck that cave and fuck stalactites too. While you're at it, I'm not into it.
I grew up in Fresno, and there are caves like that around. Like the Central Valley, like near Yosemite and stuff like that. And so I have, as a child, experienced stalactites. And I also know that just touching one completely ruins it because, you spread your greasy fingers, on it, and the minerals from the water are no longer able to collect.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So like leave stalactites alone.
Yeah. Or wait, is the tite the bottom and the mite the top? Or which one is, I don't know which one's which, but touch neither.
Yeah, don't touch any of them. And they would have
actually isn't the top one okay to touch? By that theory?
To a certain degree, but like it's
still gonna run down that shit and drip, right?
Yeah, but it's not. It'll run down it, but like the sediment that like collects as it grows is no longer going to stick, so it'll stay that size.
Well, maybe it shouldn't grow anymore, and the bottom one will just be bigger.
Well, no, they should like come together and form like columns that like keep the roof of the cave up.
Oh, that's what's supposed to happen?
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so no caves.
Minerals doing what minerals do. So,
yeah.
Anyways, well, what have you got coming up, man?
So we're gonna do some of those art combini things, those like the little art markets. We're doing those
Hmm.
at GR. But I guess I mean here it is. Way since we're making the Giant Robot book. Finally, we meaning me
Congratulations.
and John and Quarterly 30-year book, which is next year is year 30 from the start of Giant Robot Zine, and
Mhm.
that's happening. And that's a good one. So that's a project that I'm working on day to day, and uh,
You have
it'll be done.
an anniversary show coming up, right?
Yeah, it's coming up.
What
Are
is
you in
that?
it?
I
Are
think
you
I'm
in it?
like
October 28th, I think, or something like that, or
I might be
October
out of
28th.
town, but I'll have a painting for you.
Oh man, thank you, thank
So,
you.
you know,
I think that's the right date, or is it? I think that's what it is.
oh my God, this month is
I
so
have to
fun.
look.
28th.
Yeah,
Wait, so
I think
that's
it's.
your
I
next
could.
that's your next fucking show, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's the next show, man.
Oh,
But
geez.
then, but before that, we're gonna do two of those art markets, a combini. I call them like a convenience store. We're doing two of those. 2 weekends in a row. I'm going for it.
I don't think I'm going to be able to be a part of that.
You can't do it. It's okay. I asked you because you did it once, and I was like, maybe Luke wants to make money, but
I
he
do
made
want to
so
make
much
money.
money, so much money with that art show. He's like, nope, no
No,
combini,
no. That's
no,
not it.
no, no.
I don't have anything ready, you know.
Ready?
Yeah,
Just what's that shit on the table right behind you? There's stuff.
there's
Look at those
stuff.
boxes. What are those boxes underneath that table? In those boxes is gold, I bet. They're figures and stuff. Like you open it, it's like, oh, figure from 2014. Oh, here's another one from 2008. Here's another one from Japan. Here's one from Singapore. Here's a Mighty Jax. Here's a whatever, right? It's like, here's my Kid Robot thing. Here's an Omi. Like you've got everything.
No,
Oh no, Luke froze.
you might be right. You might be right.
And it's just all sitting there and you don't care, and it's just burning a hole in itself.
It is
And
burning a hole in itself. It is burning a hole in
see,
itself.
and
So.
man, people would come and just be like, Luke, here's my money, take it. And then you'll be like, oh, I get to eat delicious ramen today. Oh,
Oh,
and I
no,
get to go to Japan and Paris again.
That's never going to happen. Those back-to-back things, and we never talked about that because we talked.
Yeah, I know.
Our podcast.
Luke, you talked all about me. I'm sorry. I wasted too much time.
No. Like
you went on two back-to-back trips. This was between podcasts, correct?
Yeah, this was like so. Yeah, we podcasted right between them. So I went to
okay, go for it.
then,
Why did you go to Japan?
So I went to Japan because it was my 50th birthday in March, and then 2 weeks later I went to Paris because it was my girlfriend's birthday, and so we did that, and we learned pretty quickly that that does not cancel out the jet lag.
Oh,
that you feel like when you travel to Asia. And like after like we got back from Paris, it was brutal. Oh man, like I was just like lethargic. Time was all messed up for me, for like weeks. And yeah, and we agreed that we will never do that again.
Oh, but it sounded so great on paper.
Oh,
Like me hearing it, I'm like, dude, you just went to Japan. He comes back, I'm going to Paris, and I'm like, holy smokes, that's amazing.
Oh,
congratulations.
I had one of my best, like top 5 meals there. Like it was like no joke. The food was amazing out there.
In Paris?
Yep, and there was trash everywhere because
Oh,
it was in
yeah.
March back when like during the
Yeah.
protests. And
What was the best meal? We can't let that go without knowing what that is.
Geez. It was at this restaurant that Rachel, my girlfriend, picked. Rachel is a food writer, like former chef, and very like tied into like food like stuff.
Yeah.
And she chose this place. I think it's called La Seine, and
like the name of a river, the river maybe.
Like
one of the
word scene, and
oh, okay.
like I think
and it was amazing.
It was amazing. And then we went to another meal before the day before that was, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like equally mind-blowing. Outside of it was like Jeff Koons gigantic arm holding the balloon tulips. I took some pictures of that because it's, I guess it's what you're supposed to do. Saw like the oh my gosh, well, who's that fashion designer? It was like one of the big ones. They had a retrospective show out there. Not really kind of a thing I would actually ever be interested in seeing, but it was cool to see. Can't think of I'm not a fashion person, so I can't think of the name of the
Maison Margiela.
no,
I don't know. Louis Vuitton.
not Louis Vuitton. Definitely a French one. And
Prada is Prada French? I don't even know, man.
Not-
I don't know my.
not Prada.
Sorry,
More of a
I think
classic
I'm
designer.
Ralph Lauren.
Not Ralph Lauren.
Salvatore Ferragamo. That's not even French. I don't
oh
know.
my
I don't know.
God, you guys
I've run out of people already.
French.
Like I'm out.
fashion.
Salvatore Ferragamo. What the fuck? Chanel.
Dior.
Doing good. Oh, I was gonna get there. Is
So
Polo Dior? Is that Dior? Is the Polo guy? Right? Dior is Polo, right? That little Polo dude.
I don't know. Is Polo Dior? Let me ask.
Isn't it?
Is Polo Dior?
Isn't it?
I'm not,
Lacoste is the alligator. I think Polo is Dior. No? Am I wrong?
I'm
Polo's by Ralph Lauren, which
it's not Lauren, but
my
like,
bad. That's not Dior.
Dior does do polo shirts.
Oh, yes. I know my fashion. So lame.
And it had like a lot of original like couture dresses and stuff like that on display, and it was kind of cool. And Rachel was displaying, oh yeah, that designer is totally problematic for saying racist shit. This designer is problematic for saying racist shit. That designer is totally problematic for saying racist shit. And I was just like,
Oh no.
like, yeah, I mean, it was a time. It was a time.
It was what, just a few years ago.
Yeah, basically, like all the way up until like the early 2000s. Designers saying problematic racist shit.
So Japan or Paris, what wins?
I'm more of a Japan person simply because of my interests kind of align with Japanese like stuff. Like I'm obviously a weeb, or a weeaboo, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And so like I watch anime, I collect Japanese toys, I love Japanese like street, like normal, like middle tier like food. We went to a very fancy sushi dinner for my birthday, and we walked away going, okay, what was that? That was dumb. That was we walked away unimpressed.
Did you go to Jiro?
No, because we can't get that fucking reservation. But we went to this like fancy place, and we got seated in the gaijin room, which is fine. But like, it would have been nice if you're gonna have a gaijin room, then like at least have a chef who can speak a little English, right? I mean, like it's everyone's paying like each person's paying like over $300 a meal,
Wow.
So part of the like two-star experience, Michelin star experience is
it had Michelin stars and a sushi place, and you went and it was underwhelming.
It was underwhelming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shame on that sushi place, whatever.
Like trust me, the food was fine. It was delicious. Everything was great, and they had like, a guy who spoke English, who was from Texas, but like, and like they try and explain to us like, oh yeah, they go every morning at 4 a.m. they go to the fish market and blah blah blah, etc., to get this and that, but like it just wasn't enough.
Wow.
At the end of the day, it was still vinegared rice with fish on top of it.
I gotcha. It didn't taste anything too special.
Right. Like I wasn't like I didn't.
Do you know what it's called?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
So, and but it was like, like all the freaking tourist trap websites recommend it, very highly. Wow. Like bougie ones. And I was just like, like I've had amazing, mind-blowing, like freaking experiences at fucking Genki Sushi, which is just like, rotating
Revolving sushi.
you know, and you find it in fucking Hawaii, and
Right.
that like yeah, I don't know, whatever.
That's too bad. I think you'd have a good time eating. I think Japan's a place that has like the levels of low to high are all very good.
Mhm.
You know, like you
Oh
can.
well, then I had that fucking. I think I probably shared this experience.
You ate
More,
Yoshinoya beef bowl?
what?
Did you eat Yoshinoya beef bowl?
Uh,
I haven't done that. I heard it's. My friend said it's amazing out there, but
I'm sure it's great. I'm
yeah,
totally down to try it. I've been to like Sukiya, and I've been to like the other like Yoshinoya
sure, similar,
like
probably
in
similar.
similar places, and have
Matsuya,
just walked away going, okay,
yeah,
well,
but it's like I think it's the equivalent of like $3 probably though right now.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
you ate there, you'd be like, oh, I just spent $3, and it was pretty good. But
You could go to like I did a
yeah,
painting actually that was inspired by that trip called Combini Life, and it had like my
sure,
parent like holding like you know a little like was it Femi Chiki, you know,
yeah.
chicken.
You could find happiness in 7-Eleven
Oh my God.
or most of the places. I don't like natural Lawsons. I decided they have a
Hmm.
natural Lawson's where things are more organic and healthy. And then I was like, you know what? Actually, I don't want to go to a convenience store for that.
Oh,
I'm missing all the things that I want aren't there. And yeah,
oh,
I
no,
kind of
no,
bypass
no.
natural Lawson's.
Fuck that.
But 7-Eleven is usually wonderful.
7-Eleven's great. Family
Yeah.
great. Even
Yeah.
normal Lawson's great.
Yeah. I think
Um,
natural Lawson's is trying too hard, but
I went to we tried going to this one soba place on that trip, and it was like had a it, it, I'm truly under the impression that Michelin just ruins things. It
oh no.
yeah, like it overhypes fucking restaurants, and like it's just kind of like like it's like you're like restaurants work efficiently when they have a certain number like of customers coming through. But when you start
Sure.
like packing it up, like when you have too many fucking customers, it adds too much stress to the kitchen, which in turn like adds which fucks with the quality of the food. Right? It
Yep.
adds. But
Yeah.
so we tried going to this soba place, and it was the first time where I actually just like walked away from the queue, walked away from the line because I was so annoyed. It was a soba place, and like it got a Michelin star and blah blah blah.
Wow.
And like we got there like 30 minutes early before they opened to get in line, but apparently there's like some Japanese locals only freaking reservation system that like we
Oh,
couldn't
I
figure
think
it out.
I heard of this actually.
And so we
I heard of
watched a
this.
whole bunch of fucking people walk in front of us, and like I waited for an hour and a half, and I was like, and there were still like 6 people ahead of me, and I was like, fuck this. And I walked away, and apparently the guy fucking grows his own fucking buckwheat and blah blah blah, and only harvests so much a fucking day in order to make his goddamn soba. And it's not like I fucking have a palate for soba noodles. It's not like I could like sit there and eat like freaking like take a bite of like this guy's soba and like really realize like, oh wow, there's something about the earthy
The aromatics
the
of the
aromatics, the earthy
buckwheat.
flavor of the buckwheat, and the
Uh,
chew and the texture that like just you know like gives me a ratatouille experience.
Pollinated by dragonflies.
No, like because like that's the thing. Good food is all about context, right? You've had certain experiences, and like those experiences inform other experiences.
Right.
Soba
Or
is
it's just good. I don't know. You just go, dude, that's really good. And then you don't know why yet. The context might come later, but yeah,
right.
sometimes it's just like you eat and you're like, whoa, that's amazing.
Yeah, maybe.
And you might say that about the rice ball you get at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, you might just
Why
be
not?
hungry.
Yeah.
You know,
But sometimes it's like a 7-Eleven rice ball. You're
mm,
comparing it to the Nijia in America rice ball, which is awful compared. And then you're going to eat that one and go, dude, this is amazing. And it's just a rice ball, like made at a factory by, probably an immigrant to Japan who's
yep.
making it with gloves on. And, they don't care, but the formula is just better.
right? Or you go to,
It
but then you can go to
matters.
Kazunori, like across the street from my studio, and
It's good too.
eat then. It's fucking good.
I dug it.
you
It
know,
was good. Yeah,
it's starting tomorrow. It is
50% off.
LA Dine
Mm.
LA or something like that.
Oh, wow, big event. Yeah.
And so I
Oop.
think but Kazunori, the one in Koreatown, is apparently having a deal, but not the one, not the original
Oh,
one in downtown freaking, Los Angeles. What the fuck's up
gotcha.
with that? Anyways, we've been going on for quite a while now.
Well, we're just getting started.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
kidding.
It's all right.
No, I'm kidding. We should. We could.
We do this
we
for
could-
3 hours, buddy. We could do this until
No.
6 o'clock.
No, I was gonna say we should get back together and we can keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, that's good. The goal, Eric, and the goal are our dear audience and supporters is to get back in 2 weeks. Can we do this?
I hope so.
I hope. Wait, 2 weeks. What's in 2 weeks? What's the date in 2 weeks? Because I'm
21st ish.
okay.
The 20th. I don't know, around there.
19th. The 19th.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Can be done.
It can be done. It can be
Can
done.
you scrape an hour of your time, or are you going to be eating at Quarter Sheet or I don't know. You
Quarter
eat at
Sheet's
really
really
good places now.
Quarter Sheet's
Yeah.
really freaking good. Like it's
Your Prince Street Pizza. I mean, you eat at really good places now. So Luke doesn't, a shitty meal is probably really a big downer, but for the most part,
no way, man. McDonald's is fucking awesome. So
not in Japan.
what? Whoa, what? Are you
So
serious?
I tried a spicy hamburger. Ugh.
Yeah, like
And the McNuggets are more dense and dry,
what?
like compared to the ones here. McNuggets in Japan, they're more dense and more dry than they are here.
That's a crying shame.
I mean, maybe it's more lean, but it's more dense and dry. And then the little hamburger with the spicy sauce was terrible. So don't eat those things.
Yeah, I
had to try.
I always I like trying the like exclusive menu items for particular countries, while I'm
I wouldn't
there.
suggest going to McDonald's in Japan, but I mean, if you want a taste of home, go for it. But it's not the taste of home to me.
It seems like Burger King has the more adventurous.
Really?
these
McDonald's, though, the fries feel more like narrower. Like maybe the length of them is whatever, but they feel skinnier, like more crispier because they're skinnier. Like the diamond or the square of the fries actually like more narrow.
That's already like a no for me because
yeah, like I want potato, but I feel like I'm eating chips, like crunch, because it's a narrower fry.
I'm a no shoestring potato guy. Like fuck you.
So it's kind of narrower in my opinion. That's what I thought. So yeah, I criticizing McDonald's in Japan, where I shouldn't have gone in the first place, but
well, you gotta
when in Tokyo, gotta check it out.
You gotta like they'll have like weird shit like taro and cream like danishes and
they had stuff, and I was like, no, now I know though. Even the comparable things are still different, so it's all good.
Okay.
Oh, Andy Shen on the comment says you can do 2 weeks, so we can. Yes, we can. We can talk about art eventually.
We can do it.
We haven't done that yet.
Yes. We definitely. Well, we talked a little bit about my show.
Yeah, we did.
We got the art talk in.
That's true.
It would have been like nice if you came out and supported me, but I am east of Fairfax, so
I was in Japan. I went to Japan after like the next whatever, but yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I want to go out and do this, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to Japan.
I was like, oh, sorry.
And I realized, and that also takes preparation, not just packing, but like for me to get on a plane, it's not just day of. It's like 2 days out. I'm already like panicking, so I'm already on Xanax.
Oh, really? Really?
Kind of like I take a little bit. Yeah, I need to. I'm flipping out.
Like be able to like
know. Yeah, I'm flipping out.
You're about to go into a freaking flying tube.
It's not the safety of the plane. I'm not worried about the safety. It's just more being trapped in this tube. Yeah, more so.
Think
it's not the safety. I believe it's safe.
Do you think that if you flew business class, you might be a little bit more at ease?
I'm probably gonna sleep right through it anyway, so I might as well just put me in a shoebox. I'll be good.
Did you fly economy, economy or premium economy?
Economy plus, yeah.
Economy plus, yeah. I like
Yeah,
fun.
so same thing, and it's very nice and awesome. But that ticket can cost a lot if you're like not in the wrong time.
Right.
Like
Right.
Economy Plus can almost be double your coach fare, right? It can be more than double. I'm like, whoa, it's really high sometimes.
Mm. Oh, I
Sometimes.
went to Singapore. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh,
Yeah.
you went recently,
Yeah. 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 I like
right?
right
Because I saw
before.
pictures from Singapore, and I'm like, wait a second here.
Yeah. Right before you went to Japan, I was in Singapore.
Oh, I thought you
Um,
went afterwards. Like I thought you just went.
yeah. No. I
Cool.
went. Yeah. I did like 5 days out there and like
Awesome.
ate like all kinds of local food. And Singapore's
So,
the best. It's great. Like it's
wow.
from what I ran into Don, past guest Don Kratzer,
Yeah. In
um,
Singapore?
in Singapore.
Oh,
And
you went to a toy event then, I
I went
guess.
to a toy event, yeah, and
Gotcha.
it was a event for Pop Mart. You know,
Wow.
yeah.
The juggernauts of it all.
Do you think so? Because I kind of feel like
They either are or were one of the two. Like
like
they might have been.
in Asia they are, but do you
Oh,
think
okay.
America they have a
They're gonna open a store in Century City Mall.
yeah, I saw that, but
I was
like
like, whoa, is that gonna open right in that corner spot? I mean,
yeah, it's right there.
that's some high rent. That's some high rent business, you know.
Yeah, but
I
and I'm sure they can afford it, but like, can the store produce enough? Like, do people really want Molly's that much here in America?
what's the other thing that's popular there?
The
It used to be
Monster,
popular. Oh, what's it called again?
Monster. It's like that, like furry thing,
Monster.
the
Isn't
triangle.
there another word like something else that's popular? That's one of their things, their properties that's hot. I forgot the name.
There's like the Instinctoy stuff, Yosuke
It
Ueno.
ends with a Y. It ends with a Y. I can't remember the name. It's like one of those, not Molly, but
And I don't pay
I don't remember. I
attention.
thought there was another. I thought there was another figure there, but yeah, I don't know. Like it's, I don't know. It seems like they're juggernauts, but maybe not in America. But is there a toy juggernaut in America?
No,
Pop Mart. I mean,
I mean,
Funko
as we
Pop. I guess.
pause.
Funko Pop. I mean, I don't. Is that even still? I don't know.
No, Funko Pop has been like I've been watching all these videos on YouTube about like like, oh freaking Funko's falling apart, blah blah
Oh,
blah.
they jumped the shark. They
They
did a Fonzie.
they did a Fonzie.
They
You
did a
know,
Fonzie.
Well, they
Yeah.
didn't, they didn't do a Fonzie, but they apparently like at San Diego Comic Con. Actually, that's another thing we haven't talked. We never talked about like how San Diego Comic Con was, and
Yeah.
I might actually talk to you about renting some of that backspace, that other side space from you.
You mean you're gonna take it away from Tarada? No, you cannot.
Oh damn!
Because Tarada killed it.
Yeah, Trotta does kill it.
Tarada killed it, actually.
Mm.
I was like, maybe we should flip it and put Tarada on the other side in the front, and Giant Robot takes the back. Tarada killed it.
Trotta.
And then he did his live thing. Like I set it up where he does a live, and that thing was amazing.
Oh really?
Like a live draw in one of the panel rooms,
Oh wow.
and like completely packed and amazing. Like I don't know. I mean, I don't know how 200 and something people, but it's it's a packed room.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it is a packed room because maybe there's nothing else to do this year, kind of a thing. But last year was packed. Oh, 2019, he also packed that room.
Mm-hmm.
So you could talk about it anyway. But yeah, he kind of has it.
Well, maybe you can like sell my freaking toy for me out there.
Oh, I'll do that. But yeah, it was actually Comic-Con was. You didn't go, right?
No, I was
No.
working on my show. So
It was actually really good, but part of it maybe was because of the strike. Meaning the floor space was more packed, more busy, people shopping. I mean, that's all there was to do. I frankly, because I don't know what panels there were to see
right.
that were as exciting for people. So, I mean, if you don't have, thousands of people that go to Hall H and they're just running rampant with money to spend, I mean, I will take that. Here I am, Giant Robot booth. Come here, come hither.
Yeah.
Bring your cosplay, bring your whatever, take a picture of me and
Like,
buy stuff.
What are people excited about these days? Like, I kind of feel like the entire like MCU thing is kind of like, like diving a little bit. The Star Wars people like are pretty exhausted by like the Star Wars, stuff. Like
Do you know what there is to get? Enamel pins from Giant Robot. Come get it. Stickers,
well,
come get it.
would be the big Hall H draw. It used to be like Game of Thrones. It used
Oh,
to
it's
be
anybody with, I think, so we're looking at it from our perspective, and that's where I made a mistake. My perspective is a person from LA. You're a cutting edge young man going traveling the world, right? So and you have your big birthday. Where do you go? Overseas, right? So you know the world. Well, at Comic-Con, how many people are vacationing from Fresno or Bakersfield or Nevada, Reno, or Texas? I mean, how many people are actually vacationing and going, we need to see a star. That's what we're here for. You know what I mean? And they don't know trends, right? So,
so you're saying,
put it this way. I'm saying enamel pins, which I think are kind of like not popular in my world, they're going down a little bit, was sparkling, busting hot because people are just from the Midwest going, enamel pins? I like these, and it's like they're buying them like crazy.
Little Asian-y things like Shin ramen packs and freaking.
It was all that stuff. It rocked when I thought it was dead. Like, I'm like, pins have died. Like, it's not going to do well. And then no, pins were hot and alive. It was as if the first time I've ever seen it. It was like a new invention.
Only at San Diego Comic-Con,
which is an ecosystem of its own. So worth producing for just that even.
Wow.
Because I was just like, so next year pins are going to be popular again, even though in my store they have gone down. Pins will be popular next year at San Diego Comic-Con because people are just finding out about them. Whoa, it's a metal pin with a ramen pack. Gotta get that. Right? It's like, I've eaten this ramen. So, but you know what I mean? It's like it's new to a lot of people still, I think. That's kind of what I think. I was just like, this is weird. I thought it was not going to be popular, and it was really popular.
Really?
Completely wrong. I was very wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an example. I was almost not going to take any. It would have been a big mistake.
Wow. Like, well, what about like I remember like when Fig Pin was really popular in 2019, 2018. Remember Fig
The big ones?
Yeah.
I frankly didn't see one of those, but I didn't go around some. I did go, you know what? I walked around. I didn't see them. But they might have, maybe who does them, they're doing really well with them. But I think, for us, just selling enamel pins was still, what I'm saying? It's like, I have to remember that it's behind our own judgments. Like, this isn't LA. This is people from all over elsewhere who are just buying stuff, gifts and more. And pins are a good gift. I just can't forget that. Yeah, I can't forget that. But would I go buy one now? No. I'm over it. I've got pins in my backpack. I'm good. But it's still like brand new to some people.
What about stickers?
Stickers are hot. Stickers are new and hot right now. In my opinion, stickers are the new pin, right? But at Comic-Con, I think pins and stickers are equal. Maybe pins cost more. Stickers are popular too.
What about stickers are popular? Are they? Is it the like? Are they?
It's like back or whatever. Like remember when stickers were $1?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's the $1. Stickers are $1. Well, no, stickers are now $2 and $3 and $4. Like, stickers are not $1 anymore. If you have a $1 sticker, you're the last one on earth with a $1 sticker. So my stickers in the store are now $2.50 or whatever. I forgot. It's some 4 for $10 or something like that. But yeah, no, stickers are not even $2 is like a low price sticker. Like, it's inflation, stickflation. I'm not sure, but stickers are mostly like $2 and $3, even plus.
Wow.
And so like that's to me a newer trend. That wasn't how it was 4 years ago, right? This is now, like right now. 4 years ago, maybe it's $1 still, so I don't know, but I feel like now they're $2 and $3 and more. So,
but like our production,
so like I sold what's that?
Our production cost is going up.
No. No.
Are people like being more like demanding of like scratch and sniff stickers, or like
just
has to
stick
be
to the
vinyl silk screen?
Stick to the lane, man. Stick to your lane and make them stickers. And so, like I said, I think I made 60 sticker designs in like, I don't know, 2 months maybe. Just basically the pin designs, I turned them into stickers.
Right.
And I made like 60 designs, and those have been selling really well in the store. For example, at Comic-Con did really well. But it's just like, that's like a product I didn't have before that I was just like overnight I sprouted.
How about apparel? How about apparel?
That's harder because the production cost will be more and storage is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, it is a nightmare.
60, I'm wrong. 100. Sorry, I have 100 stickers, I think. It fits the rack. So I think it's 100 or maybe it's 80. I forgot the number, but I made them just like really quickly.
Wow.
And they've been popular. It's just a cheap gift type of thing. And then you do the 4 for $10 thing or something. And then, it makes people go, oh, okay.
Mm.
And then it kind of works. So just depends. But yeah, I just was like, oh, I gotta get in on this trend. Stickers are hot. So stickers aren't as hot as pins at Comic-Con, in my opinion. I think pins are more popular at Comic-Con than a sticker.
Sure.
But pins cost more, and they still are more popular. So wait a couple years, stickers will be hotter at Comic-Con than pins, but not yet. I'm serious.
Yeah. So like, I'm thinking about doing a new set of stickers because like my stickers are like 5-inch like stickers. They're pretty big.
They're great.
No, they're great. Big, but like, I was thinking,
I say you make them all and do it within 1 hour. Make 5 designs within 1 hour. If you already have the graphic, make it all and get it done and just say, okay, there, it's done. And then
what about clear stickers versus vinyl stickers?
They're all good.
Like clear plastic.
I think clear's okay. I mean, I've made only vinyl stickers because I'm just sticking with the most conservative, like no risk. I mean, you can go with the sparklies, do all of that if you want to, but yeah.
I want
my opinion. That's just my opinion.
2.5 inch in diameter stickers because
sure, and you can still charge at least $2 for that or something.
They'll stick on the back of the phone and like with room to spare.
Oh, did you know that eventually I did end up selling all of those weird pins that were weird?
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took a second, and then they all sold out. Like recently, yeah, they're gone now.
No way. Yeah. Oh, I'll bring you some more.
No, they worked. They eventually worked, but it just took a second.
Yeah.
Because at first it did really poorly, and then it was just like, I think all those are gone.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're onto something, but I don't know if people understand that you could use that as a talk bubble for another pin.
Yeah, or I think they're just a talk bubble for your hat.
Yeah. See,
yeah.
You're thinking on another level that I think you shouldn't do because that might shoot you in the foot a little bit. Think like a dummy, think like a dummy, and then you'll be in good shape. But you're thinking of new applications for these things, and that's going right over people's heads. I think people are buying it just because it says meh. They're just like, oh, it says meh, I'm gonna buy it. I don't think they're thinking, oh, it's gonna go in a hat. It is my thought bubble. I don't think so. Like that's like next level. I think they're just like, I'm just gonna put it on my shirt where my nipple is saying meh. They're not. There's no thought into. That's not even true, by the way. They're just putting it anywhere.
I mean, like you can put it on top of your logo. Like, like you're bringing.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like it means all this stuff, but I think to the people, it just says meh and they're happy. They're like meh, and they're just like, yeah, I have a pin. I don't think they're thinking of it as an actual talk bubble for another object or another logo.
And
they should, but
maybe they are, and that's the reason why they sold.
I want to believe it, man. I want to believe that because that's like the higher level of humanity.
Okay, so
for
people who don't,
I just don't think they're thinking this.
For people who do not know, I created a tiny little pin, like it's about this big, and it's a little voice bubble, with the little the tail to direct where it's coming from, with the word in Comic Sans meh, and I also have another one that says fuck, and I have another one that says F, asterisk CK. Just so some people don't want to offend their mom and dad. And it's designed so that if you have a character pin, you could attach it right next to it and make it look like it's saying something. And the pin says, it's from my I've got something to say, pins. And I have not been able to sell these things. People have no interest in buying them. And
artists thinking you just went too far on the meta, the intelligence, the art kind of iconography. You went pretty far and it backfired, but then I think people just want a pin that says fuck or meh or something.
Yeah, I was gonna do another one that says bruh on it, because people love that word.
Anyways, I'm thinking maybe I'm not thinking highly enough of humanity, but that's just I'm there at the store and I'm explaining it and they're just going, oh, sometimes I explain it, they're buying it already. So I'm like, okay, I got you. But then they're just like, oh yeah. And I'm like, you didn't know. Okay. You didn't know. No, I'm dead serious. I'm not playing. This is exactly what happened so many times.
I should have designed the packaging so it looks like it's being said by my bear. you know, and then like people would know and they'd take the pin and they'd put it next to like a character.
Sure, or the sloth would be a good one. Meh, like
Meh,
the sloth.
meh, yeah.
But yeah, maybe that would help. But I swear, yeah, I just so many people just I don't I think that was like, whoa, there's more to this than
That's the
just the bird.
words.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'm too
yeah.
clever. I'm too clever, Eric Nakamura.
You should do that. Was it like is it Breakfast Club where he punches his own arm because he was so proud of his writing because he wrote this thing? Remember that letter at the end?
That's right, because he's like, it's like, oh,
He,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
I did such a good job. I wrote this thing. It's so good. And he went, "Aw." You should, do that to yourself.
That is
Good
me.
job, Luke.
That is me. I'm the nerd from the Breakfast Club, so.
No, it's amazing. No, seriously, but that kind of thinking is frowned upon at Comic-Con. Seriously, I don't think
You know what's
many
gonna happen?
got it.
I'm gonna fucking give up on this idea, and then fucking like
like it.
some jackass, some fucking like total
Someone watching this stream.
or someone like is just going to some celebrity is going to come up with it on their own, or maybe they've seen it subconsciously by someone who's wearing my pin, and they're going to fucking totally capitalize on it and make millions. And they're going to have the platform to be able to like promote it and promote it well. So
Maybe.
like those pins.
What if it's a sticker instead? I mean, they probably exist already, right? A little talk bubble sticker.
I should make those.
Because you could just put it anywhere, like on people's stuff. You're like,
oh yeah, other people's like
you know.
tags and graffiti, and like I should like make like one that's this big that's so you could read it. I've done mad bumper stickers.
Wow, that you can get yourself into trouble if you put it next to tags and like let's say it says I like donkey dicks, and then it's like you just put on taggers things everywhere. They'll be like, be like the name of their tag, but it says like I like donkey dicks. They'll come kill you. So.
Well, one of the stickers that I wanted to do was inspired by what was it called? Hold on. It was a Duchamp thing, and like basically I wanted to take here, I'll show it to you I wanted to take that
cool
signature and like print it on a clear sticker. That way you can like go into restrooms and just slap them on like toilets, urinals, and
these are like art dad jokes.
They are, right? But like
I mean, they were a dad joke to begin with, I think, by an artist from 100 years ago. But yeah, you're bringing it back and making it accessible.
Like just to print them up and freaking like you can walk into like any fucking museum, and just slap these stickers on every single toilet and urinal, and like on one hand it's graffiti, but on the other hand, like it's kind of like a nod and a wink to like the idea of modern art. So yeah. And for those who are just listening, basically I wanted to take this picture from one of Duchamp's most famous pieces, the ready-found art or ready-made art piece, which is just a urinal laying on its side, and it has a Duchamp tag that says Mutt 1917 on it. And I was going to take that signature and print it on a clear plastic sticker, and then you can like just walk into like you walk up to any toilet or ceramic surface and just slap it a sticker on it. And people.
What was Mutt? Was that a tagger name for him, or what was why Mutt?
Our Mutt, is what it says.
What did that mean, or in his name? Like, was that like a nickname, or?
I have no idea.
Okay, no. Just wasn't sure. Like that much. Am I missing the? I might be like one of the missing the joke myself.
He signed it Armut. I think he thought like he was being very tongue-in-cheek to a certain degree, because like he was taking a public urinal piece of quote unquote ready-made art and just signing it, and now like these urinals fucking like out in some of the most like prestigious establishments, on pedestals with a spotlight on it, and
you're just gonna.
And I'm just saying, like every every urinal can be a piece of ready-made art. So I don't know.
You could just do it in your friends' houses.
Yeah, yeah.
They won't even find it till later anyway. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck's this?"
And very few people will get it. Very few people will
Yeah,
get it. you
yeah.
know?
I was gonna say this one's gonna be really obscure for people.
But like, I wanted to make that sticker, and I don't know. We'll see.
Make your dreams come true. Do it.
I mean, like, what? It's only a couple $100 to fucking print up like 100 of them or something like that.
It's not
right?
a lot. Not
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you carry that sticker?
Sure, people aren't gonna understand it, but I'll carry it. Sure, gonna go, our mutt. Okay.
Well, what you could
don't
do,
know.
what I would have to do is create a display that shows the picture of the urinal, the signature on it, and then like that.
DIY Duchamp.
Yeah. Yes, or we could all own a piece of Duchamp.
Yeah.
So-
Make your own. Yeah. Make your own.
exactly. Make your fucking restroom an art gallery.
Yeah.
Anyways, wow, we went
Cool,
like,
man.
hey,
Hey, we got to talk a little more about art and more. So there you
yes.
go.
Any comments that we need to like address?
They're just comments by Andy Shen. I would like a Luke Chew sticker with a bowl cut bear.
Okay. Well,
And he said taro and cream cheese Danish. Yes, that was.
it's a thing. It is a thing. Like you'll see the normal strawberry, like weird Japanese dessert in freaking McDonald's, and then you'll like see like something like taro, and you're like, oh,
Oh, they had a strawberry. God, some kind of a shake that was different. A strawberry something. It sounded good.
I heard it
but
was
I didn't
hot
get
as
it.
balls out there around the time you were
It's-
there.
It's still hot, I think. I'm sure it's still hot. Yeah, it's the global warming thing or whatever. If some
Yeah.
of you don't believe it, and that's okay. Don't believe it, but it is hotter.
Mhm.
If it's
Well,
not related to any
Well,
environmental
climate
thing,
change is climate. We are experiencing climate change, but the question,
well, it's because it's changing.
yeah,
Yeah.
the question everyone has is it man-made climate change, or
Yeah.
is just the Earth being Earth?
Yeah.
You
Getting angry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was hot, and therefore now maybe traveling at that time, late September to early October is still hot.
Yeah, I
Summer's still
there. I've been there in late October, and it was still hot. Like I remember
Oh,
walking around just
okay.
sweating and getting those like mentholated like wipes that just to cool yourself off with.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Oh,
What is that?
yeah, they have these,
Mentholated
like,
wipes.
yeah, these mentholated wet wipes.
So did you ever wipe your butt with one to see what happens?
No, because it
Okay,
didn't seem
don't do
very
it.
safe. Like that's a tender spot.
Don't do it. Don't
Like
do
you
it.
could
I'm
like,
sure that's a bad idea.
you could like wipe your skin, and it'll like be this kind of cooling effect on your skin. It's nice.
No, I'll buy that next time. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, Japan comes up with all kinds of cool stuff. They still have fucking rose scented toilet paper out there, but apparently we do too.
Wait, what about jackets that got fans built in them?
Those are
I mean,
awesome.
I seen them on construction guys in Japan. Like anytime I ran to a construction person, I saw a jacket with those fans. I don't know if that's common and they have that here, but I saw it there.
I think I saw like a video about it.
I mean, it was normal. Like everybody had it. It wasn't weird. It was just like, oh, the construction guy, they all have the fan built into their jacket.
I need that. I
Yeah.
need that. I am a hot boy.
No, I know you burn warm, but then you'd have to wear a jacket. Is that smart? Even if
Yeah,
it's
but
hot?
like if it's blowing cool air into me and
you put the jacket on.
then
Yeah, I noticed that. Like maybe for safety, they got to wear something like a covering anyway, so they got fans in them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, look at that! Like
They also have like that humidity thing, which just makes things even worse. Imagine like the cool air blowing up your collar, keeping.
No, it was humid too on those days. Yeah. When you come back, your legs are sticking together.
Oh God. Like I don't think I don't. Well, I wear pants.
Unsavory.
So like I know.
What's that?
I wear a lot of pants. I wear pants.
No, I wear pants too, but I mean my legs were still sticking together in the pants and
in the pants.
Well, I don't wear tight pants, maybe like you do. So
I don't wear tight pants.
I got some space to there's like baggy pants. I wear baggy pants. I don't wear slim kind like you do. Well, Luke Chew slim pants.
Oh, I do not. How often do I?
I'm kidding.
I do not wear slim.
Luke Shoe slim pants. It just sounds
Those
like a good
slims,
thing.
yeah.
No, I wear normal, but I'm just saying it's just hot and sticky everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Luke Shoe sticky pants. That's
no,
the new,
no,
that's the new slim sticky pants.
I'm all about that winter weather. You know.
Yeah, me too.
weather.
I prefer it, but it was just a very it was hot and humid.
Gross. Yeah.
Oh well.
November.
That's our world.
November is the time to go. November through April. You know.
Or March maybe, because I believe cherry blossom season starts early now, if I'm not mistaken. Like it starts earlier and earlier every year. It used to be an April thing. Now I believe it starts in March. I think it's true.
I was there in March, early March, and it I think I saw like one tree that had like.
So it's still early, but I'm saying is before. I think it was an April thing. I think now it's starting in March, like probably late March. I don't know. I remember before it was like April, but I think it's getting earlier and earlier, if I'm not mistaken.
Summers are just long, drawn out. Like right now, it's fucking 95 degrees in freaking like LA County.
Ouch.
Yeah. Not fun.
All right.
Alrighty, guys.
So we'll see each other in 2 weeks. If we talk longer, we're not going to do the 2 week thing.
We got to stop this now in order.
Yeah, it's sort of like that thing where you stop early, like when you're productive, so you can like get back, you have excitement to get back to it. Yeah. Or you could burn yourself out all in one night, and then you'll just be like, nah, I don't want to do this again for a while.
No, exactly. Alrighty.
All right.
You guys,
thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening.
Yep. Have
a Robot and the Bear.
night.